Hello folks, welcome to another video. This one's been requested by a few people recently, so we're just going to have a look through some of the controls used on this layout. So the first thing obviously is the main controller. That's this Gauge Master Combi unit down here. It can be taken out of the holster. It's got some reasonably long leads on it, but I never really do that anyway. This layout is entirely old school DC controlled. There's no digital stuff going on at all here. So next let's have a look at the control panel. So down here we have mission control. This is a sort of pseudo-geographical model, so we have the track plan in white. And at most of the junctions we have a switch. So these are single pole double throw momentary switches, so they have an off position in the centre. And these are used to control the points by selecting the direction you want to go at the junction. So if we're looking at this junction here, that's this particular switch. So if I want to travel north, in this case, push it up, and you can see the blade changing up here. This is a three-way point, so this part here is also part of the same junction. So if I want to travel on the top road, I push it up. If I want to travel down the bottom road, I put it down, and you can see the blade changing again here. There are a couple of other controls on here. So we have these two switches in the middle, which aren't the junctions, and this one here called reverser. So let's have a quick look at what they do. Right, so let's do a quick demo of the isolating sections and the reverser. So we have two Avonside locomotives here. We have a saddle tank and a side tank. And we have two isolating sections for the bits of track that they're on. These aren't necessary for DCC control, where all the locos are independently controlled. But for DC, if you don't want something to move, you have to turn off the track underneath it, which is what those two switches do. So if we have a look, I have control over the saddle tank at the moment, and if I swap those switches over, I have control over the side tank. Now that side tank is on a Dapple Pug chassis that I've swapped the motor over on. So with the normal RTR chassis, which is what this Avonside is running on, if I turn the controller to the left, the loco goes left. Turn it to the right, the loco goes right. If I swap over, turn it to the right, the loco goes left. Turn it to the left, the loco goes right. That's because the motor in this is wired up in the opposite way around. So all this reverser switch does is just swaps the polarity of the track, so that the direction of the locomotive matches the direction that you set on the controller. So if I set it to go right now, it goes right. Simple as that. And if I just run the loco and swap it here, you can see that in action. Like that. So let's move on and have a quick look at the uncoupling system. So if you're using a layout like this one that has tension locks and you're using it as a shunting puzzle, you might want a nice quick easy way to disconnect things, which is what this little plate down here does. So if I actuate a lever, that little plate lifts up, which hopefully uncouples things. So if I bring the coupling over the plate, lift the lever, and just drive the locomotive away. So the final piece of the uncoupling puzzle is just these levers here. So these are what are actuating the panels I just showed you. And all that is a piece of wire with two 90-degree bends on the ends, and hopefully you can see under here that it's just sitting on the bottom of a little plate underneath the layout. So that's attached to the plate on the top, so when this is rotated it lifts the one on the bottom and pushes the one on the top up. Same goes for this one here. Maybe that one's a little bit easier to see. When I lift that, it lifts the plate there. I did have a slightly more advanced version of this on my previous layout using cams that you'd rotate instead. It's all a very similar idea, but this one is very, very simple and very cheap to make, which is why I've done it this time around. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and hopefully it's cleared up a few things on how this layout runs.